Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve. Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Jessica-Tandy and hume-cronyn, stars on the stage, later stars together and separately in motion pictures, Driving Miss Daisy and Cocoon, and now you hear them together on the radio, The Marriage, from December 27th, 1953, and they recall how it was they first got together.
Jessica-Tandy and hume-cronyn in The Marriage. With the conviction that marriage remains the most popular domestic arrangement between friendly people, NBC takes pleasure in presenting one of the most distinguished couples of the American theater, Jessica-Tandy and hume-cronyn as Liz and Ben Marriott, bringing you the love and laughter of The Marriage.
When Liz and I were first married, New Year's Eve was the excuse for all-night escapades straight out of Scott Fitzgerald. Well, we never actually went swimming in the fountain at the plaza, but we did once catch a fish in Central Park Lake and cook it over an open fire for breakfast. But then, when the children came along, a late New Year's Eve meant a ghastly New Year's Day, and we didn't catch up on our sleep until St. Patrick's Day. Somehow, over the years, our enthusiasm for an annual orgy has diminished. And so, this year, the 31st of December found us sitting quietly in the living room, serving cake and coffee to Liz's cousin Mildred, who was down from Vermont with her intended, presumably for approval.
So you two are getting married.
Well, yes, we are.
Well, now, are you staying long in New York?
We came into New York for a vacation so that Walter can rest after Christmas. He's a mailman.
Letter carrier.
Letter carrier.
I guess you do need a rest after Christmas.
He has to wear special arches.
Metatarsal.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. You didn't know.
Oh, well, when did all this happen, Mildred?
It hasn't happened yet. I mean the wedding.
Have you known each other long?
Well, Walter was my letter carrier.
She didn't notice me till the duck bit me.
A duck bit you?
Neighbor's duck.
Oh.
It's a nasty-tempered animal. They ate it for Christmas.
Well, I'll bet that made you feel better, Walter.
Well, I don't hold a grudge.
Well, I treated Walter with alcohol. Denatured.
On my ankle.
And then I started sort of waiting for him every morning. Some days there wouldn't be any mail, and he'd pass right by, and I'd feel blue all day.
Isn't that sweet?
Well, finally I started clipping coupons out of magazines to send away for free catalogs. Tried to fool myself into thinking that I wanted them. But one day when I got 4 copies of the Wholesale Plumber's Small Parts Compendium...
Why, then you just had to admit that you wanted to see Walter.
Kept me busy in the spring bringing her flowers.
The mailman delivering flowers? That must have been colorful.
Well, not very. Free seed offers come in brown paper envelopes.
Oh. Then Walter left me a poem in the mailbox with the Sears Roebuck Midwinter Sale Supplement. Liz, he underlined the Better Brides Ensemble.
Well.
Now, Walter, wasn't that tampering with the United States mail?
Well, I took that chance.
And now you're getting married. Well.
10:20, Millie.
Oh, Liz, you wouldn't think we were awful if we ran along now, would you?
Of course not.
We're going to Times Square to watch the people. Midnight.
We saw it on television last year. And then we thought we'd walk past the main post office on 34th Street.
Hey, I've always wanted to see that. Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night shall stay these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds.
Doesn't mention ducks, does it?
Well, they could sort of be covered by gloom of night.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Ben,
Hmm?
they are sweet, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Ben,
What? Oh, sorry.
what are you reading, darling?
Hemingway.
On New Year's Eve.
You know, it's very alcoholic. I imagine it's healthier getting it vicariously.
It is nice just sitting here reading.
Hey, what have you got there?
You won't laugh.
Why should I?
Cyrano de Bergerac. Every time I read it, I cry.
I begin to feel compulsively masculine reading Hemingway. Makes me want to smoke a pipe.
Well, why don't you?
I get sick.
Ben, wasn't that charming? The way Mildred and Walter met.
Sounded like two contestants on a Groucho Marx program.
Oh, it must be nice meeting romantically.
Well, I wouldn't call a duck bite exactly romantic.
Oh, you know what I mean. Take the way we met. I don't think you even remember.
Of course I do. New Year's Eve, 1935. Say, this is an anniversary.
It was a party at Ken Forsyth, somewhere in the village.
On 12th Street.
What did you think of me? When you first saw me?
Oh, I had some wild, lascivious thoughts.
Seriously?
Oh, I don't know, Liz. You were having an argument with that big goon, Harry, somebody or other.
Harry Hazelcorn? He wasn't a goon.
You told him to go away, and he did. With that blonde in the knitted dress from New Jersey.
I bet you don't remember what I was wearing.
Well, that's because you weren't a knitted blonde, dear.
That's what I mean. It wasn't particularly romantic, not on the face of it. Just an ordinary New Year's party. And you didn't have a date, and my date had too much too early and passed out. It was really ordinary, wasn't it?
Yes. I guess it was. Very ordinary. Say, do you want to read?
Oh, all right, then. I won't bother you anymore. Read your Hemingway.
Daydreaming. Always trying to improve on reality, to sugarcoat it. Man and a woman meet at a New Year's party, that's all. Why not leave it that way? Why build up a whole fantasy? The way it might have been. It wasn't, it certainly wasn't Hemingway. It was just a simple New Year's party in a Greenwich Village brownstone. That's all.
Come on.
Happy New Year!
I came into the room. I stopped. It was a dark and smoldering room. I could feel the animal heat. I could remember the same bitter taste of fear in my mouth, the same smell of fear when I ran from that charging bull elephant. But it wasn't elephant now. It was a party. I hated it. A man has to do things he hates. It's part of being a man. I lit my pipe. It's a good pipe. It draws true. It smokes good and honest. I saw the girl across the room. She was tall. She stood there, shining, half child, half fallen angel. She was angry. I remember that look. The look of a charging rhino. I remember the time I ran away, the time the native bearers looked away from me when I came into camp. I had to stay there, at that party. It was a challenge now. I stood there and smoked my pipe. It was still a good pipe, but it didn't burn. There was no tobacco.
Do you need something?
Yeah. Tobacco.
Try this.
Is it good tobacco?
It stinks.
Good. You always carry tobacco?
Only sometimes. There's always the chance that some man will come along with an empty pipe.
You're a real woman. I knew it the moment I set eyes on you. You were angry.
Could you tell?
Your shoulders were angry. Your eyes were flashing. The flash of a bull before the final charge.
You've seen it?
I was a picador in Guadalajara.
I was in love with a matador in Seville. He died. He became old and slow, and then one day...
I know.
I have his cloak. Do you like it?
It's a good cloak.
Moth-eaten.
It happens. The moths come, you get old. They're too fast for you.
Yes. I must go now.
Why?
Harry.
Oh.
He wouldn't understand.
Forget him.
I can't. I shall always think of you. If you want anything, just whistle.
December 27th, 1953, Hume-Cronyn, Jessica-Tandy, The Marriage on Classic Radio Theater. Thank you for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater here on your favorite station. December 27th, 1953, Jessica-Tandy, Hume-Cronyn in The Marriage.
I saw him across the room. He was fat and red-faced like an angry sea lion. It was a test. I knew that. I couldn't turn and run again. Suddenly, he spoke.
Hiya, fella. I'm Harry Hazelcorn. Have I ever met you?
I understood. He was saying, "Are you a man, truly?"
Yeah, I think we have met somewhere.
He knew. He knew about the shark that chased me screaming up the Hudson River as far as Poughkeepsie.
Nice party, isn't it?
Harry, I want to go home.
Well, why? We just got here.
I want to go home. I can't stand it here. It happened.
What happened? What's the matter with you?
It's very sad.
Huh?
Take me home. I must go home to Capri.
Capri? You crazy? You live in Washington Heights, and you know it.
Campanero, a word of advice. Take her home.
Who asked you? Who is this guy? Liz, is this one of those screwball actors?
I love him.
You what?
I love him. I hate him, but I also love him.
Look, you ribbing me?
Go away.
Now cut it out.
You're a fool.
You want to come outside and say that?
If it has to be.
Okay. Okay, come on. You stay here, Liz.
I'll come. He may die.
Happy New Year!
Do not send to know for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for me. I had to face it now. I remembered the enraged charge of the Lexington Avenue Express at rush hour. But now a strange exultation overwhelmed me. Courage. I was a man. I smoke a pipe. I shave every day. I knew I must be a man.
Okay, wise guy. Put him up.
All right, Campanero, you asked for it. Oh.
He's down.
I know. It was a glad feeling, a good feeling. I hit him true and square.
Kill him.
No, I don't have to. Now, daughter, I'll kiss you. Good and true.
What happened?
The earth moved.
You ain't kidding, Jack. They're blasting for the 6th Avenue subway.
Ben!
Oh, what?
What are you thinking about?
Nothing.
Still reading Hemingway?
Yeah.
You haven't turned a page for 10 minutes. You've been daydreaming.
Have not.
Want another cup of coffee?
No, thanks.
I'll wash the cup. Walter took 5 teaspoons of sugar, and here they are at the bottom of the cup. He didn't stir it.
Maybe he doesn't like his coffee sweet.
Don't fall asleep in the chair, dear.
No, I won't. You want me to dry?
No, never mind. I finished Cyrano. I have loved but one man in my life, and I have lost him twice. That's a lovely line. Bittersweet. It wasn't bittersweet the night we met. It wasn't at all, Cyrano. It was just a simple New Year's party in a Greenwich Village brownstone. That's all.
Happy New Year!
It was a great hall of the Forsyths. The whole of the city was there. The intellectuals, the poets, the advertising men, and all waiting for the hour of midnight. And then I saw him across the room. He was surrounded by a laughing crowd, drawn by his famous wit and humor. And yet, I could tell he was alone.
Your attention wanders, Elizabeth.
Tell me, Harry, that man there, who is he?
I would have thought you might know his name. The whole city shouts his exploits. He's swordsman, poet, philosopher, musician, lawyer.
All that? He looks so plain a man.
Ah, yes, he is plain.
They whisper of him in the wine shops. Never has anyone been so undistinguished. No feature rises above the ordinary. No great nose, no staring eyes, no bristly mustache. He's the very peak of plainness, the quintessence of the ordinary. All this, they say, behind his back, for no man dares to brave his quick displeasure.
Is he then so dangerous?
Lady, he is the fiercest swordsman in all of Greenwich Village.
And does he quarrel often?
Only upon the one provocation, his appearance. A man approached him once upon the avenue and, clapping pencil upon tablet, spoke in thus: "Sir, a question. You do appear to me an average man." He got no further. Coattails flying, he was pursued pell-mell through the streets until, finding sanctuary in a cafeteria, he gained him peace at last.
And yet, for all the undistinguished countenance, he does appear to nurse some secret sorrow, as if beneath the mask there hides a soul that burns a fire in the driving wind. His name, tell me.
Men call him Ben. Ben Marriott.
I came at last upon a balcony, and there beneath flowed the winking lights of double-decker buses on Fifth Avenue. And then, in the night, heavy with heady perfume of exhaust fumes, I heard a voice.
Elizabeth?
Who's there?
Nay, ask not who is here. Let me in this friendly darkness speak to a woman unseen.
Are you then afraid of me?
Yes, I'm afraid. I'm afraid that you should laugh.
Why then should I?
Because you're a woman.
And is my sex then prone to laughter unprovoked?
Were it but unprovoked. How have I longed to meet a woman who might gaze on me with
Come, say it.
With love. Nay, I go too far. I do presume upon the darkness.
Are you then disfigured, ugly, grotesque?
Alas, no.
Not one scar, one twist of countenance.
Not one. Sometimes I dream that I, too, might be a lover. That I might have a visage such as maids admire. I lose myself in dreams of a cleft chin, a craggy profile, a nose. Oh, heaven would that I had such a nose. But then I see myself in the glass, an electric shaver poised in hand, a face, a nothing. Not a word to describe it, not a flaw, not a wrinkle for a maid to pin her heart on. You must forgive me.
Oh, no. Here in the darkness, I feel only your soul.
My soul.
Speak, Ben Marriott. Do not fear, speak.
Elizabeth. Elizabeth.
Yes, yes.
I ask one thing.
Yes.
I ask one thing, and that is that...
Aha! I find you on the balcony. Alone. Nay, not alone.
Harry, I beg you, it was nothing.
Alone in the dark. With who?
Whom?
Who?
Sir, do you doubt my grammar?
Sir, do you doubt mine?
You've insulted me, sir. I demand satisfaction.
That voice.
Shall we then stand on ceremony, or shall honor be satisfied now?
A light.
No, pray let no blood be spilled this night. It is the eve of the new year.
A light. Ben Marriott. I could ne'er mistake that face, yet call that a face. It is a blotch, an emptiness, a nothing. You, sir, are quite ordinary.
I would have spared you till you spoke that word. On guard.
So be it. Lawyer?
Very well, then. Lawyer. Sirrah, I shall compose a will for you as we fight. Then, as I reach the last codicil, thrust home. Now then, on guard. I, Harry Hazelcorn, being of sound mind and body, do hereby publish this, my last will and testament.
On and on before. And yet, from the start, I knew that Ben Marriott was the master. He toyed with Harry as a cat with a tin mouse that sells upon the subway platform for but $1.98. And as the swords rang out, he composed extempore. And at length, he spoke these words.
Codicil, To my faithful cleaning woman, Mrs. Clancy.
Fight, you pettifogging Philadelphia shyster!
I leave whatever clean laundry may be returned to my estate. Thus ends my last will and testament. No.
Well, Jessica-Tandy, Hume-Cronyn, The Marriage, December 27th, 1953 on Classic Radio Theater.
Here's a great thing to consider doing right now before the end of the year. Call Medishare and find out just how much you would save by switching to Medishare, the affordable alternative to health insurance. When you call, you'll get some good news and probably be very happily surprised, too. The typical family saves $500 a month, but you might save even more. It's so worth it to at least find out. And you'll see why more than 400,000 people are already members. Medishare is a Christian community that's shared more than $4 billion in each other's healthcare costs. It really is remarkable, and they're very easy to talk to. And here's the thing. If you join before the end of the year, they'll waive your new member fee. That's another $170 you'll save. I'll give you the number here in a second. The call, and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is December 31st, so call now. You'll save even more. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
Now on Classic Radio Theater, The Conclusion of the Marriage, starring Jessica-Tandy and Hume-Cronyn. This originally broadcast December 27th, 1953.
Oh!
May heaven have mercy on his soul.
Ben Marion,
Milady.
see on your face. His blade has carved a scar. No longer can men say that face is ordinary.
Ah, Elizabeth. My darling.
Before he interrupted us, you were asking something, a favor, I believe.
Ah, yes. If you could but grant us one boon.
And that is?
A kiss.
Come, Ben Marion. That boon is yours.
Liz.
Oh. Ben, what's the idea?
I've been watching you. You've been washing the same cup for 4 minutes.
Well, it's gone now.
What were you thinking about, darling?
Oh, nothing. Just thinking.
About us?
Uh-huh. Ben, come here, darling.
You want me to try?
No, just come here.
Oh. Oh.
You know, the way we met was quite romantic, really. I mean, well, retroactively.
Huh?
Not the details. Hundreds of men and women meet that way, and nothing happens.
Something did happen with us.
17 years of being together.
Not to mention Emily and Pete.
Darling, what are you waiting for?
I will kiss you, daughter. Hard and true.
Oh, Ben, look out. Don't bend me back like Ben. Oh.
What's the matter?
My back.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here, let me.
No. Rub it.
Here?
No, higher up.
That right?
Why did you do that?
I kissed you hard and true.
I'll need the heating pad tonight.
Maybe a hot bath will do it.
I think we'd better be a little less athletic while kissing. Oh.
Liz, listen. There it is. Happy New Year, darling.
Shall we try a gentler kiss?
You remember that first night? That was our first kiss.
Weren't we lucky to have New Year's as an excuse?
We have it now.
Easy, Ben, easy.
Happy New Year, darling.
Happy New Year.
Ben and Liz Marriott will be back in just a moment. In the meantime, let us extend an invitation to all of you to drop by next week at this time for another half-hour observation and transcription of The Marriage, written by Ernest Kenoy. The NBC Radio Network offers its congratulations to two members of the family, Miss Tandy and Mr. Cronin, on their fine performance in Sidney Howard's comedy, Madam, Will You Walk, playing now in New York at the Phoenix Theater. In tonight's cast of The Marriage, the part of Harry Hazelcorn, played by Alexander Scorley. Walter is Phil Coolidge. Mildred, Pat Hosley. The Marriage is an NBC Radio Network production directed by Edward King. This is Bob Denton speaking.
Ben? I meant to ask a question. Harry was drinking orange soda at that party. How did he happen to pass out?
He didn't. He left. He got a message his mother was dying.
Well, I saw her the next week. She was perfectly... Ben? Did you?
Happy New Year, darling.
Happy New Year.
Miss Daisy, him from Cocoon. Here you hear them together as man and wife. Jessica-Tandy, hume-cronyn, The Marriage, December 27th, 1953 on Classic Radio Theater. Don't forget our podcasts have moved. Go find us at Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now on Classic Radio Theater, the serial Captain Midnight, as it was originally broadcast December 27th, 1939.
The Skelly Oil Company presents Captain Midnight. Captain Midnight, brought to you 5 times each week by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Choppers and Dealers. The Skelly Oil Company, you know, was the originator of tailor-made gasoline. And tonight, I'm going to tell you something I just found out about mittens. Yeah, that's right, mittens. You know, the 3 little kittens lost their mittens, those things. Well, now, what I found out about mittens is this. You see, we have different kinds of mittens for different parts of the country and for different kinds of weather. Way up in northern Minnesota and Wisconsin, they put on 2 pairs of woolen mittens and a pair of leather ones besides sometimes. Not quite so far north, around, Iowa and Illinois, for instance, a single pair of mittens will do if they're good and heavy. And further south, a pair of good fleece-lined gloves will keep the frost out of your fingertips. And way down south, of course, well, gloves are just something to dress up in or work with. And mittens, well, they hardly know what mittens are for. Well, now, and here's the point of the whole story. Think of this. Wouldn't it be silly if all these folks that wear all these different kinds of gloves and mittens, wouldn't it be silly if they all tried to use the same kind of gasoline in their cars? Why, of course it would. They need different kinds of gasoline just as much as they need different kinds of mittens. They need gasoline that's tailor-made to fit their weather. Isn't that right? So look, when you're out driving, watch for the big red, white, and blue sign that marks every Skelly service station, because that's where you can get Skelly tailor-made gasoline. You see, Skelly tailor-made gasoline is weather right because it's tailor-made to fit the weather in each part of the country where it's sold. It's weather right for your car wherever you buy it. So remember what I told you about mittens. Wear mittens that are made for your kind of weather and use gasoline that's weather right, too. That's Skelly tailor-made gasoline, good old Skelly Aeromax. Tell Dad to try a tank full tomorrow. And now to Captain Midnight. The famous pilots, Chuck Ramsey and Ivan Shark, are all suddenly trapped in the flooded water dungeon of the old Aztec temple. Shark's plan of escape has gone wrong, and yesterday, as the water in the chamber neared the ceiling, Captain Midnight instructed Chuck to take a deep breath and to follow him. Then they dove beneath the surface, leaving Shark behind. In the meantime, above and in another part of the temple, Senor Pareda and Patsy are where Captain Midnight and Chuck left them. They're becoming terribly worried. Listen as Patsy says.
I can't understand it, Senor Pareda. Captain Midnight and Chuck should have been back by this time.
See me, senorita, but they have not been gone too long. Perhaps they will soon be here.
But, Senor Pareda, those screams and those shots, what do you think they meant?
I do not know, senorita, but El Capitan Midnight and Senor Chuck Ramsey, they will find out.
Well, I do think we ought to go and look for them, Senor. Perhaps something has happened. Perhaps they're in trouble.
If they have run into trouble, senorita, El Capitan Midnight can give a good account of himself, even against Von Griff and Lutro.
The only one I don't think is bad is that pilot named Zollinger. He actually helped us.
And as El Capitan Midnight has said,
That perhaps Zollinger was being forced to fly for Ivan Shark against his will. But, gee, hadn't we better do something about Captain Midnight and Chuck? We could... Oh, look. Here comes Pinky and Slim.
Hi there, Patsy. Have you heard anything from Captain Midnight yet?
No, Slim, and I'm getting worried about them. I think we ought to go and look for them.
How long have been gone now, Senor Paradi? It ain't Senor Paradi. Get it right, can't you? It's Senor Parida.
it is about 20 minutes, Senor Pinky.
Well, that ain't so long, Patsy. They hardly had time to look around yet. I don't know about that. It don't look good to me. Captain Midnight usually gets things done in a hurry. I think we ought to go and investigate. He's just a saying that to be contrary to me. No, I ain't neither. We ain't doing right by not seeing what's happened to them. There ain't nothing to that. They're all right, Patsy. Now, you just be patient, and they'll be back in a few minutes. Now, don't you be a-listening to no such talk, Senor Parady. While Pinky and me is waiting here, and something bad's going to happen to them. Now, you just wait and see. No, they ain't neither.
Please, mes senors, this is not time for the argument.
I'll tell you what let's do. Let's go down this passageway just for a short distance and see if we can't find out something. If we don't, we'll come right back.
By the great grizzly, we should have started 5 minutes ago. Come on, Pinky, you old slowpoke.
And now we flash back to shortly after 12 o'clock, when the water in the underground chamber was reaching the ceiling. Lutro and Von Griff had captured Fury Shark and prevented her from opening the stone door through which Shark had planned to escape. We find them standing over Fury within sound of the waterfall. Lutro has cast the beam of his flashlight on his wristwatch. Listen as he says.
It is 4 minutes after 12 on Grief.
Good. They must be done for in that water chamber now.
You cannot do this. You are inhuman. You are monsters.
Listen to who's talking.
Shut up, Senorita Shark. Von Grief.
Yes, Lutro, what is it?
Step this way with me.
Open that door. I tell you, open that door.
Shut up or I'll be forced to shoot you.
What do you want, Lutro?
Let us step away farther.
We have another job to do now.
Si, mi amigo, I'm thinking of that.
We want Paredes' cattle and his treasure. We must do...
Shh, not so loud. Here, this will be all right. But speak in the low tone.
All right. We've got to get Pareda and the rest of them.
Come, let us go now.
But what are you going to tell him?
It is simple, mi amigo. We say we have come to tell El Capitan Midnight the bad news.
What bad news?
This bad news, that Ivan Shark and his daughter are in the temple.
That's the idea. They'll think we're trying to help them.
See, we make of them the friends, then they are not suspicious of us.
That's the way to do it. It'll be
Quiet, mi amigo. Do not make the noise.
What's wrong?
There are the people who come this way. Do not make the noise.
Yeah, how much further, Patsy?
Well, just a little further, Pinky.
I do not like this, mi amigos. Perhaps we should go back.
Oh, shucks, we come this far, we might as well go a little further.
Yes, si, senor, that would be most advisable.
What's this?
Wait, Trim! Get your gun up!
Who is this man?
Calm down, everybody. It's just a couple of friends.
I know who it is. It's Von Griff and that man named Lutro. I wouldn't call them friends.
Si, senorita, you are most right. We have come to help you.
That sure is a good one.
He tells the truth, I assure you. Where is Captain Midnight? We must see him at once.
El Capitan Midnight. But we would like to... But tell me, perhaps you would know where El Capitan Midnight is.
But, my dear senor, we believe El Capitan Midnight is with you. That is why we come this way. We have the important information for you.
There are other people in the temple.
We overheard the conversation a few minutes ago. It is between the man who stays at the Pareda Hacienda and his daughter. It is the man you call Ivan Shark.
This is terrible.
Why, the great grizzly!
Ivan Shark! Are you telling the truth?
Si, senorita, we do not have the reason to deceive you. We do not like this Ivan Shark. He is the bad man.
I'll say he is, and that ought to make us on the same side. But Captain Midnight said you two couldn't be trusted.
See, that is what El Capitan Midnight says, and I know it to be true.
You do not like me, Senor Pereira. That is why you see such things.
I know you too well, Lutro. You have stolen my cattle many times.
Well, if you people are interested in what we told you about Ivan Shark, I guess we better be moving along. Come on, Lutro.
Si, mi amigo.
Hey, wait a minute. We want to hear more about this here Ivan Shark. Where was it you saw him?
Yes, Von Griff. Tell us where you saw Ivan Shark, because Captain Midnight is...
Gosh, Patsy, you shouldn't have said it.
So El Capitan Midnight has disappeared, and you are worried because he has not returned. But come, we will take you to the place.
Now you're talking. Come on, let's get it going. If I ever draw a bead on that Ivan Shark, I'll knock him into Kingdom Come.
What shall we do, Senor Pereira?
Wait, mi amigos. Let us not go too fast. Remember what El Capitan Midnight tells us.
You're going with us, whether you like it or not. Now then, up with your hands. Quick, Lutro, cover them.
I have them covered. If you make the false move, senors, you will be dead.
I knew they couldn't be trusted.
Now then, keep those arms up. You'll march forward. Now, go. Our scene now changes. You will remember that Lutro and Von Griff left Fury Shark tied hand and foot in a passageway above the water chamber. A dark figure is approaching the place where Fury Shark lies. Listen.
Hey, what's that?
Gardo, it is you? Oh, I'm so glad to see you.
Well, what are you doing down on the floor?
Oh, quickly, Gardo, we have no time to lose. Out with your pocket knife.
All right, here it is. What do you want me to do?
My wrists and ankles are bound. Cut them free.
All right, away. There. I've got your wrists free.
There is the flashlight somewhere on the floor. Find it quickly.
Yeah, I found it. Hey, who did this to you?
Von Griff and Lutro. They're here in the temple. They overheard Ivan and me.
Well, where's the chief?
I don't know, Gardo. I'm afraid he's dead.
Dead? What are you talking about? The chief ain't so easy to get. Did he have a fight with Captain Midnight?
No. I think Captain Midnight and the boy Chuck Ramsey are dead also. Quick, let me have that flashlight.
All right. Here it is.
There. Do you see that iron lever?
Yeah, I see it.
Push it to the left, quick.
Okay. Hey, what's this thing for?
I'll tell you later. Quick, follow me down these stairs.
All right. Look out, Fury, there's water ahead.
So I see, Gardo. Oh, I am afraid we are too late.
Well, what's this all about? That water wasn't here yesterday.
Do you not remember, Gardo? The water chamber used by the ancient Aztec kings?
Is that it? Down there?
Yes, Gardo. It is down there. And that is where we will find the body of Ivan Shark, our chief.
Well, what was the chief doing down there?
He laid a trap for Captain Midnight. But Lutro and Von Griff came along and spoiled everything. I was supposed to open the door at the end of 15 minutes. But that time was up almost 10 minutes ago.
Hey, no man can live underwater that long.
Look in the water, Gardo. Do you see the open door?
Yeah, I see it. Under the water.
I will direct the beam of my flashlight into the water. You will take a deep breath, and you will go under the water and look inside the door.
Me go into that water?
Go, I tell you. We must know the truth.
Well, I don't like this, but I'll do it.
Hurry, Gardo, hurry. He is finding a door. The beam of my flashlight is bright. He will see. Oh, Ivan, I will promise you this. I will hunt Lutro and Von Griff down if I have to go to the end of the world. Ah, but there comes Gardo. What did you see, Gardo?
Hey, there ain't no bodies in there, Fury. I'm sure of it. There ain't nobody in there at all.
Well, can Gardo be right? Have Captain Midnight and Chuck and Ivan Shark, too, all escaped from a terrible death? And meanwhile, what is happening to Senor Pereira, Patsy Donovan, and the old miners, Pinky and Slim? Tune in tomorrow to Captain Midnight. Now, here's something your dad should hear about. Skelly gasoline is tailor-made for quick starting in your weather. It's weather right for your car.
So it not only helps you start faster, it gives you faster pickup, too. If you want your car to pull out in front of traffic, if you want your family car to be the first to get away when it starts at a traffic light, you just ask Dad to try Skelly tailor-made gasoline. And once he tries it, he'll say it's a grand gasoline. And I'll bet he uses it from then on. And boy, oh boy, will you be proud of the way your family car starts and the way it steps out ahead of the rest on the road. Yes, sir. For fast starts and real pickup, tell Dad to try Skelly tailor-made Aeromax gasoline tonight. And don't forget to tune in again tomorrow, same time, same station, for further transcribed adventures of Captain Midnight, brought to you by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers and Dealers. Until tomorrow, this is Don Gordon, your Skelly Man, saying goodbye and happy landing!
December 27th, 1939, Captain Midnight here on Classic Radio Theater. Hope you'll visit my webpage, classicradio.stream. You can stream our shows there to learn more about classic radio collecting and contact me there, classicradio.stream. Don't forget that our shows are available anywhere podcasts are served, including iHeartRadio, Spotify, or Spreaker. If you miss a day, you don't have to miss a show. Just search for USA Classic Radio Theater. I'm Wyatt Cox. Thank this station. Support the advertisers. Tell your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater on your favorite radio station.